In the years 48 BC, a fire rages on the streets of Alexandria. Nearly 40,000 scrolls were destroyed. This had many to believe, set back humanity by nearly a millennium. Hey guys, welcome back to the playing field. My name is Cornell Haley, and today we're going to be talking about data backup. No, not a backup date, but data backup. There is a big difference, trust me, I know. Now I know you must be wondering, for Cornell, why do I need to back up my data? Well, hold your horses, we're getting to that. But first, let's talk about the types of backups. You have three main backups. First is a full backup, also known as the daily backup. That's pretty much the starting point or origins for all your future backups after that. Second, we have differential backups. This is basically saving anything that's changed since your last full backup. And finally, we have incremental backups. That basically just saves anything that's changed since your full or differential backups. So basically that's just all the little changes that you make throughout the day. Whoa. Cornell, you had me up until horses, but what is the rest of that supposed to mean? Okay, well, let's simplify it then. Let's say the first time you ever go to your doctor's office, they take down all your information. Your information is stored as a medical record. Let's call that your daily backup or your full backup. Okay. Now, every time you go to the doctor's office again, they have that medical record or that full backup of all that information and data, and they just mark any changes on that. Weight change, height change, anything in between then from when you first went there till now, that is your differential backup. Continue. And also, if you go to the doctor's office or the emergency room for, say, a broken arm, they will record that. Obviously, it's not a scheduled appointment, but they would record that information as incremental backups for your next scheduled appointment so they could pull that information back as well. Do you get it? But where does the horse fit into the analogy? It's an idiom. We'll talk about it some more, okay? Now, you could back up in almost any kind of format. You had digital and actual hardware formats. So those are totally two different things. In terms of storage, you have digital formats being in the form of Dropbox, Google Drive, the power of the cloud. Then you also have your physical hard drives, thumb drives, floppy disks. Well, not floppy disks, but you picking up what I'm putting down? I don't get it. You didn't drop anything. Jen, can we do something about this? Alright, now each one has their own advantages and disadvantages. In terms of the power of the cloud, that one gives you access to your backups almost anywhere in the world, given that you have access to the internet. And you can have almost unlimited amount of storage, you're gonna pay for the extra storage. One of the drawbacks of having the cloud is your storage system. Sony hacks, the Apple hacks, basically you have your information just dangling out there in the ether. And if someone just happens along and takes that, well, you really can't do anything about it. If you're worried about something like that, then you might want to actually consider physical formats. And now physical formats are, like I said, hard drives, thumb drives, SD cards, stuff like that. Now, one of the big advantages with physical drives is that you could actually back up your files and keep it on your person itself. So if you want to keep it under your couch or keep it in a bank vault, something like that, you have complete access to wherever you want to bring it. And I guarantee you, the best hacker cannot get into that hard drive behind your couch unless it's plugged into the internet. I guarantee you. That also has some disadvantages of itself as well. One being that it is a mechanical device, meaning it has moving parts in it, and especially with hard drives, they will break down eventually. And that goes into the fact that you actually have to buy a new hard drive every, let's say, 5-10 years just to make sure that the device is working properly. Because like I said, if it has moving parts, it'll break. If one day someone comes in and robs your house and they find that hard drive behind your couch, well, that hard drive is gone, and along with most of your files on there if you haven't backed it up anywhere else. So if that hard drive is gone and you haven't backed it up anywhere else, those files are just gone. There's no way of finding them again. So that is the other downside of it. You were probably asking me, well, in your opinion, what's the best then? Do I go with the power of the cloud? Do I go with a hard drive? What should I do? Well, don't worry, because I have the answer for you. A lot of people will say, well, physical format is better for this or cloud-based is better for that. The simple answer is, why not both? Yes, both. So there's no law or rules against having both a cloud-based storage and a physical hard drive storage. In fact, a lot of people encourage you to actually back up your files on both the cloud or a cloud-based system, as well as having an actual hard drive or physical copy of your backups as well. That way it ensures that in case one fails, you always have the other one to get back to. Let me pose this question to you guys. You down with DRP? Yes, DRP, otherwise known as Disaster Recovery Plan, and it goes in 5 steps. Step 1, what information should be backed up? Now this prioritizes the information that you have and what you should back up and what you could probably risk not saving. Because like I said, you do have a limited amount of space, so you really want to prioritize the most important things first, and then secondary, whatever you have after that. So the things you should prioritize, definitely any work documents, personal work, stuff you've been working on for quite a long time that you're definitely gonna need later on, pictures of any loved ones, friends, family, stuff like that. You definitely wanna keep a backup on that. You know, you just prioritize stuff after that, like, you know, if you have any cat videos you wanna save or anything like that, you really don't need to back those up because I'm pretty sure you could live without those. Step 2, how often should you back up your information? Now this step actually has to go with how often you should be backing up your files. Now, if you're backing up files or videos, stuff like that, stuff that you've already backed up, you really don't need to back those up. In fact, I don't think your system will actually back those up because like I said, if it hasn't changed, it won't re-back it up because they already have a saved or origin point of that. But stuff that is fluid or changing is like work documents, papers, reports, stuff like that. Stuff that is constantly changing, it'll re-back that up. So any changes that you made, it'll back up those save files as well. Project or weekly project like that, you can set your frequency because when you do back up your files, it makes a separate backup file. So if you have one version of the copy and you make a second version of that copy, there's gonna have 2 files. So that is gonna compound on top of each other. So probably set that up for a monthly backup. That way you save space where you don't need it. Step 3 is what format you should be using. Physical, digital. Step 4, where should your backups be stored? Cloud, couch. And step 5 is what kind of hardware or software you should be using. Now in hardware, like I said, we have thumbsticks, hard drives, solid state drives, SD cards, anything like that that is a physical form. And in software, they're talking about what kind of software you should be using to back up your files. So you have Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, Backblaze, Hyperion, Carbonite, and the almighty power of the cloud.
So is the cloud a metaphor or?
Considering how far we've come from the days of the printing press, it's so important to keep all of our work backed up and properly stored on multiple formats. So hopefully, next time a fire breaks out, there'll be an almighty powerful cloud to help rain out the flames. I'll see you guys next time.